Hi quilters, it's Margarita. I wanted to tell you about my favorite quilt. Now this is a quilt I've had for a long time. It's from our first book and I made it I think about 6 or 7 years ago. And it's been going on display and things like that for a long time, but I decided a couple of weeks ago that I was going to give myself a quilt. Now I've been quilting for almost 20 years and I've given away a lot of quilts, but I've never given one to myself until now. So this is now my quilt and I love it. And I want to tell you why. There's 3 things about this quilt that I really, really love. And I did not particularly love it when I was making it. First of all is the weight. This is a flannel quilt. It's got needled cotton batting, so it's a little on the heavy side, which I like, but flannel on the back and flannel on the front. If you've never done anything like that, it's heavy. It's heavy to work with, which of course it was a lot easier because this being quilt as you go, you're just quilting it in the squares. Now when I did this quilt, when I made it and I did the quilting on it, I was using my old Kenmore. It only had about 6 decorative stitches and I just picked one, did all the quilting on this quilt with 1 decorative stitch and a variegated thread, and I love the way it looks. I like my quilting very minimal, and so on this you can see one block here just has what, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of quilting. That's it. And the blocks are probably 15 inches, something like that. So I love it because of the weight. Didn't necessarily love it when I was putting it together, but once the blocks are quilted, it goes together pretty quickly. So you struggle through that part because it is heavy. But boy, sitting under this warm flannel quilt, it feels really good. So number 2, I love the fabrics. I had these fabrics for years before I ever put them into a quilt. You can see they're nice and bright. The line is called Fossil Ferns. It's been out for a long, long time and I have loved it since the day I first saw it. So nice bright colors. That's just something I really, really like. And the last thing is the size of it. Now, I'm going to sit back and show you. I can tuck my quilt underneath my feet all the way at the end, and then it comes all the way up around me. And then I'm just so warm. And that's what I want out of a quilt. So this quilt is 51 by 68, kind of a weird size for a quilt, really. But perfect size for me, sitting on the sofa, feet tucked in, reading a book or watching TV, whatever. It's absolute heaven. I hope you've made a quilt for you, and if you have, I'd love to hear about it or see pictures of your quilt. Thanks for watching.